This is the Astro Cosmic Hour with Michel Chiquan. Today I'm talking with Sybil from Indigo Alliance Hawaii. You could find Sybil at indigoalliancehawaii.com. So today, for something a bit different, I'll be doing the numerology on Sybil and tell her what I find out about her and what my reading is all about. So with her full name, Sybil. Hello, Sybil. How are you?
Hello, I'm wonderful. So nice to be here with you.
Thank you. Finally in person. We had an interview before over the phone, so now it's more direct one-on-one. So I've been doing your numerology and your full name, you're 5.
My full name?
Your full name, the one you sent me. So 5s are usually the freedom, right? So they are the adventurers. They're not afraid for a new adventure. They support change agent. They could be a change agent and so forth. They love all change and things that move. You have to move. If it's too stagnant, it's not your thing. If things don't move. But you've always found yourself in the role of support for others. That is part of your adventure or in your life or activity. There's always there for support others all the time. But you do love exploration and will attract other explorers as well. So people, you're not afraid for new adventure, exploring new things and tapping on new things. You're very, very open to it. Your soul with your name is a 7. It's very interesting because your soul and your personality are both 7. So if you add up all the vowels on your name, it adds up to a 7. So when you have the soul of a 7, you're very highly developed intellectually. You're very, very, and they sometimes as young maybe were called nerd and so forth. They tend to be called nerd and to be like
bookish. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like very intellectual, right? So, but as well, they're the dreamers at the same time, and you always come up with new creative ideas and very unconventional as well.
Yes.
You're not very the typical. That I find the standard school system disapprove of. Like, yeah. The 7, they don't always work well as a team because they're more independent. They like their independency and they like to make their own decisions. So working as a team, yes, it's a group effort, but you always think out of the box all the time. So your idea is always very different from the rest of the team all the time. So sometimes it allows other people to think very calmly. What's the meaning of life? Why is she like this? Like, what's going on with us? Or why is she so adventurous and we're not? And you make people question about themselves.
Oh.
So it's very, very interesting. So you almost like the conqueror, and people just like, I hope it's right, because you see something that people don't see. So your intuition is very, very, intuition is very strong, and you should use it more. I truly believe, being a 7, you should use it more in your personality and soul, because they're both so 7. They both are 7, so they're very combined to each other. But you have a hard time to trust your own intuition.
Yes.
You have a hard time. Because it's too hocus pocus for you in your mind sometimes. It's like, if you do it for yourself, it's like, oh no, I don't think so. I'm putting those influence into me. But your intuition is very good, but you actually have a hard time trusting yourself. You're very good at reading other people, but trusting yourself when you're doing a reading for you, it's like, maybe it's just luck or something. You have a hard time to believe. So you have to start to put more maybe a spiritual aspect to it. To, it is what it is, and I believe what it is. I will be much easier.
Okay.
So, because I find it meditation will be good for you to focus more on your intuition, for sure, to be connected. Now, if we go with your birthday, your 3811-2. So you're a 2.
Mm-hmm.
The 3811-2. Well, 11 is a master number. So we can't deny 11, the existence of 11. It's a very, very strong. Once again, you're very blessed with a deep intuition. Your intuition is extremely strong. Being an 11 too, it's a master number. So I don't know where to struggle with your name. It gives you that struggle of not really believing and trusting, but you are very, very strong. And your personality, your perspective is very idealistic. So you're very idealistic in your perspective of things. Because you're very guided with instinct and inspiration that gives you a clear picture of how things should be. But you're not always... 11s are not always very practical. They tend to make things very difficult for themselves.
That's true.
It's like,
don't apologize. That's true.
It's just that that's true. Because sometimes you organize your thing in dreams. You actually organize a lot of things in your dreams. That's why your intuition makes you almost believe. It's like, no, it's true. It communicates through your dreams. You have such a charismatic personality that it really encourage other people to have their own wisdom, if that could kind of make sense. Because you're very supportive. You're very good at managing people, and sometimes it frustrates you when you see potential in people and they don't do it.
Yes.
It's like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a hello.
They're wasting all this ability.
I know, and it frustrates you the most because you know what they're capable, and it just seems like people don't want to. Right? It's a frustration.
But they're afraid.
They're afraid. So sometimes it would be because of the 2, that duality 11-2. When you simplify to a 2, it's sometimes better to follow your head over your heart. Go with the logic, not so much what you feel inside your heart, because you get burned too many times with your heart.
I do, yes.
Yeah. So I think it's much better to follow your head and your intuition. Your heart, when you go with your heart, you're too sensitive, you're too trusty, and people walk all over you.
Yes.
So you stop thinking with your heart and just like, this is the logic thing. I would follow through. I think it will be much, much better. Yeah. This year. So this year is year 4.
It's for my birthday coming up on the 14th.
Yeah, 4. That's coming up. Because it's been 3 years of no time for yourself. Absolutely no time. You did not enjoy your time.
No.
You were crazy working, and it's too much.
Like
too
a
much.
mad woman, yes.
Yeah, and then this year was this year 2023 was the year end of year 3. So it's your arts communication, putting yourself out there, saying, wait a minute, what do I need to do for myself? And that's where things are starting to change. So now you're year 4, you're going to year 4. So after your birthday in 2 weeks, things will start to, now it's all about planning. I call it the boring year, but it's an important year. It's building brick by brick, but it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
So you already have a plan. You're planning solid. You're planning correctly and so forth.
Okay.
And very well thought. Everything is well thought and well placed. Whatever you choose is the right decision. It's that things are turning around for you. So that's my reading for Sybil. So it's very interesting. I was very surprised to see your personality and soul to be both 7. That very intuitive. I was very surprised to see 2 7. It's kind of rare when we have both the consonant and the vowels the same.
The same. And that's based on my birth name.
Birth name, full name, that's the one you sent me.
So I'll have to look those up. I was aware of the 11, having a master number.
Yeah.
And I read a lot of this stuff by Dan Millman, and he talks about numbers, and it's nice because he talks about, what you need to be doing and, what you shouldn't be doing. I love numerology. And I find myself always like doing numbers in my head. Like if I'm, looking at somebody's address, I'll add it up and go, oh. But, you've inspired me to do more. So, because like when you talk about what a 4 means and a 3 means, I would like to know that. Is there a good book that for a layman that, I know you have your own knowledge, but.
Yeah, for me, it changed so much because I study more in French. So, and that was a long time ago. So for me, it's just practice. And yeah, sometimes I just read online or, yeah.
Because it does seem to be universal. That book, is this one, the Numerology,
The Divine Triangle.
You know that book?
Yeah, I've seen that book. Yeah.
And I like that book as well because it does. I did know that I'm going into a 4-year. I was just telling somebody today about that, where you add up your own birthday and the year, and it kind of tells you in the 10-year cycle. And it's interesting. And when I spoke to you on the phone maybe a couple of weeks ago, you were saying that there was a bunch of change coming up, and that's what you were just talking about. That things are different. Where I'm going to be doing more stuff for myself, which I find that's true because once I shut down the Waikiki location, it's been like a month and a week, and I just found I was so tired, just kind of like. Just taking I'm on vacation, and then I realized, because for the last 5 years I've been working nonstop, so it's good to pay attention to that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I find numerology is so precise. Like the door number here is a 1, so new beginning.
1306.
Yeah, that's a 1.
So
new beginning all the time. Sometimes I like it, I don't like the 1 because it's always new beginning. There's always something that break down, new starting all the time. On your door, personally, what I would do, depending on what you really want to do, if you're going to run your business from here, I would make it more of a 3 for communication arts, better, or make it a 3 or make it a 7, more of a spiritual, more your den, your cocoon, your zone, your domain. Or business, if you want to, I would make it an 8.
And how would I do that?
Just with because it's a 1, so you add one of those letters. So if you wanted to make a 3, you put a B, a K, or a T. So if you want to make it a 7, if you wanted to make it a 7, it would be a 6. It would be FOX, so Fox. And if it's want to be an 8, I would put a GPOY, so Golf Papa Yankee.
And interesting, I've lived in this unit for 4 years, and the people that lived here before, they were the founders of Waikiki Brewing Company, which was a wonderful startup right here in Waikiki, and they've done really well. And they lived here for like 10 years. When I moved in here, I added up the numbers 1306 to 10, and I thought, ooh, the Wheel of Fortune, that it would be good. But then you're taking the 10 and reducing it to 1, which is a new
beginnings. Always new beginnings, yeah. So they started the brewery here, so that was very good. Yeah,
and they've done real well. And so can you tell, like, am I going to live here for a long time? I can't tell.
I really love your energy of this place here, your apartment. I love the location of all the windows and the right direction where you're facing. Yeah, the energy is very, very good here.
I love it.
So to reach out to you, because you do have a website, you do have a Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Yes. Yes, we do. And
okay.
So the website is indigoalliancehawaii.com, and then both the Instagram and TikTok are at Indigo Hawaii.
Okay, Indigo Hawaii. So thank you for listening today to the Astro Cosmic Hour. This is Michel Chiquan, and with my guest today was Sybil from Indigo Alliance Hawaii. Thank you, Sybil.
Thank you so much.